Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across my platform. If you like what you are watching, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. In that way, you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. Here we react to all forms of videos. I want to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform for us to use to disseminate information to the members of the public. I at the same time put disclaimer that Linda's TV show do not and will not in any way promote hate speech, misleading information, or violence. We are only here to educate the members of the public. My dear wonderful...
Well, and propaganda, they have gone to the extent of printing poster. That is how desperate they are. These people have gone to the extent of printing poster with the image of Mazen Nandekano, saying that Mazen Nandekano stop the sit at home. When they were pushing those propaganda, we are just watching them, knowing fully well that Mazen Nandekano cannot do such until our Prime Minister, Mazen Samuel, begin to get the direct information from Mazen Nandekano. And when our Prime Minister begin to get the information and he announces it to the Biafra people, they become scared. They become troubled. They began to ask some unnecessary questions on different angles. Some of them are asking our Prime Minister, how did you get your information? Who told you that? How did you contact Mazen Nandekano? And you expect him to explain to you how he got to Mazen Nandekano. That is the dumbest thing anybody can think of. But as you know, because of their desperation and because of their evil agenda and because of their wickedness, they have lost it. And today, all they have to do is to continue to push their propaganda and blackmail. All they have to do is to continue to focus on things that doesn't exist, begin to work on their own imagination. And they pushed all those like today, Biafrans are still standing because they know the voice of their shepherd. We don't need to wait until Mazen Nandekano speak. We know what he wants. Every information we are expecting from him, we've gotten already. And as we know that the person who is running the affair of Biafra today is a disciple of Mazen Nandekano, a spiritual son. When Mazen Samuel told us that he goes to the heart of Mazen Nandekano to bring the message, some of us thought he was just saying this to make us happy, or he was just saying it to entertain us. It wasn't an entertainment. That is why I have told people several times, each time you are listening to our Prime Minister Mazen Samuel, please take every single information that comes from him serious. It doesn't matter even if he's laughing, even if he's smiling with you, even if he's playing, whatever he says on his hallowed platform, please take it serious. They are message. They are all message. After they have pushed all those blackmail and propaganda, after they have drawn that plan for themselves, at the end of the day, you have seen that the truth has now come to stay. Mazen Nandekano, in one way or the other, have now established another communication source with our Prime Minister Mazen Samuel. And today, Mazen Samuel can hear directly from Mazen Nandekano, and we know the message that is coming from there. Even as at that, he still maintained his word. That is how a leader behaves. That is to show you that whatever he's saying is not by mistake, it's not by chance. Whatever Mazen Samuel is saying, he's not saying it to intimidate anybody nor to showcase himself. Even as he's getting the information of Mazen Nandekano, he said that it is not everything that comes from there that he's going to use. Those ones that he knows that truly, these are what is going to favor the struggle and favor the race of Mazen Nandekano. This is what is going to favor him. He's going to make use of it. Because Mazen Nandekano, in the territory of the enemy, is bound. Sometimes his flesh can overcome him. He is human. He's human. There's certain information he will get. There's something he will say out of the flesh. Out of the flesh, he will say, but you that is outside will now use your center and begin to separate the actual information and those who he made out of pressure. He is human. If somebody like Christ can be able to pray and say, let this cup go away from me, even when he knows that his purpose of coming to the earth was to drink that cup. Christ knew that his purpose of coming to the earth was to drink that cup, but he prayed and said, that was the prayer of Christ. That prayer was made out of weakness. That prayer was made out of weakness because he knows his purpose of coming to the planet earth was to come and die for mankind, as the Christians believed. So if he can make that prayer, he made that prayer out of the weakness of the flesh, not because he wanted to do so, and that is why every one of us today have to be very strong in whatever you are doing. You have to be very strong in what you And you have to apply your senses in anything you give it point in time. That is why today, our Prime Minister, you see the way he's approaching the issues. Mazen Nandekano is also human. In the territory of enemy, there are certain things he will say, and you will know that Mazen Nandekano said this out of the weakness of the flesh. There are certain things you will hear from him, you know that Mazen Nandekano said this out of pressure, and you cannot be able to use those things. Don't use those things against him. You can only use information that you know that's going to be beneficial to the struggle, beneficial to him himself. And that is exactly what our Prime Minister Mazen Samuel is doing. And for the fact now that he has established a contact with Mazen Nandekano directly, the enemies, they can't have it. They are crying here and there. They are much more confused than they have ever been. But will that their confusion stop him? It will not stop him. It will not stop him. It doesn't matter the weapon of warfare you bring. It doesn't matter the attack you bring. It doesn't matter whatever you say. It doesn't matter what you throw to him. He is going to continue to do what he's doing. I pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to strengthen Mazen Nandekano wherever he is. And also strengthen all of us who are outside to make us consistent and focused. If you are a Biafran today and you are not paying attention to events, it means you're not doing yourself any good. If you're a Biafran and you are still having a doubt if Mazen Samuel is the person, you are not doing yourself good. Mazen Samuel has become the only voice, the only command that we have to look upon today. Mazen Samuel is the only command that you have to look upon. There's no doubt about it. There's no confusion about it. It is not something you have to guess about. It is not something you have to think twice before you talk about. Because when you check from the way he's going, the way he's following issues and things he's doing, you will be completely convinced that yes, he is the man. He has never been found wanting. From the very first time he joined the IPOB up to this very moment, and more especially since Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped up to this very time, he has remained very, very consistent. His only mission has always remained Biafra and the freedom of Mazen Nandekano. Biafra. And that Biafra he's pursuing is the one, it is only that Biafra that can give Mazen Nandekano, guarantee Mazen Nandekano a genuine freedom. A genuine freedom. The only way a genuine freedom can come is through that very thing he's doing. But sometimes you see people, out of their ignorance, out of their envy and jealousy, they will begin to say things in a different form, begin to think differently instead of thinking the way they're supposed to think as human. They talk out of jealousy, they talk out of envy. But for those of us who knows what is happening, who are paying attention with an open mind, those of us who are focused on our collective interest, which is freedom, we are not distracted, we are not deterred, and we will never be distracted. No matter the angle they come from, no matter the line of thought they bring, no matter their propaganda and blackmail, we can never ever be distracted. Today, Biafra restoration has become a mathematics that they cannot be able to solve. They cannot be able to solve. It's a mathematics they can never ever be able to solve. And our Prime Minister Mazen has become a mystery that they cannot be able to unravel. They have tried as much as possible to unravel that mystery. They go from different angles, to different corners, to different platforms, to different angles. They've gone up to going spiritual, but yet they cannot be able to unravel that mystery. That is how mysterious Biafra is. And to show you that Chukwu Okike is in charge, that is why it is going in that direction. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. Talking about the sit at home will continue until Mazen Nandekano is released, as agreed by the Biafran people. The spirit of Biafra have possessed every one of us that are genuine Biafrans. Whatever we are doing today, we are not being forced to do it. It is an agreement we have reached with our soul, with our mind. We are connected to our forefathers and we have agreed. And our forefathers have agreed on this. The spirit of Biafra has signed it. Chukwu Okike has signed it. That is why the sit at home has become a mystery. They have gone to the extent of printing flyer. They print flyer with the image of Mazen Nandekano and they are circulating and say sit at home had ended. Said who? Said who? The Biafran people have already said it, that the only way the sit at home can end is by releasing Mazen Nandekano. When you release Mazen Nandekano, this one the sit at home ends. As long as Mazen Nandekano remains in their hands, the sit at home of Monday can never ever end. It will never end. So let them continue to push their propaganda and blackmail. They're wasting their time. And I believe by the special grace of Chukwu, Biafra will come. And when Biafra comes, Mazen Nanekana will gain his absolute and total freedom. And no matter what happens, Chukwu will keep him for us until we meet him. You're welcome, my beloved brother Solomon. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Solomon? Can you hear me, my brother Solomon? I think your network is not strong. I think your network is troubling you. So, as I was saying, my beloved people, Biafrans, please, we must remain focused. We must remain focused and pay attention to the right person. The only command that we have today, undoubtedly, you don't have to be confused about that. There's no other command that we obey today except the command from our Prime Minister under the Biafra Republic Government Israel. The Biafra Republic Government Israel today is in charge of everything that is happening. They are the one that is dictating the pace. They are the one today, they are the voice of the Biafran people. And the Biafran people are supporting the Biafra Republic Government Israel in whole. The only 1% that is not in support are those who are benefiting from the fraudulent entity called the zoo. They are the only one that are not benefiting, they are not in support. But still yet, you know that democracy is the game of number. There's no way you can compare the 99% of Biafra who want to go, you want to sacrifice them because of 1%. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. Majority of Biafrans are willing to go. And that is why there is no going back. There's no going back. It is evidence everywhere that Biafrans are solidly behind our Prime Minister, America. They are solidly behind the Biafra program. That is why they obey every orders without being pushed. Without being pushed. It's a choice, and nobody is imposing anything on anybody. You see, when they were pushing their propaganda of enforcing sit at home was enforced, is enforced, is enforced. For all this while, where have you seen that enforcement done? Since we began to expose them that they are the one enforcing sit at home in order to blackmail it, we have been saying it and saying it and saying it. That the people that are enforcing the sit at home is the Nigerian government with the DSS. In order to push their evil agenda, they go to the extent of taking innocent lives, and they want to blame it on the IPOB. And each time they do that, each time they make that move, the result comes upon them. They think they can stop over it. The more they do it, the more stronger Biafrans get. That is why I've always said that all things work for our good. For them that lost Kabiam, all things continue to work for our own good. Even when they are doing something to push us down, even when they are doing something to hurt us, even when they are doing certain things to make us feel to make us feel defeated, it makes us stronger. For every step they take, it makes us stronger. It makes us much more stronger. It makes us much more united. You know, they have been preaching for a very long time that the Biafran people are not united, that we're not united. But I bet you, I tell you that we are much more united than I can ever imagine. Those language of that we are not united is the language from the pit of hell. When they tell you you're not united, it is just to discourage you. That is their target. When they tell us we are not united, those of us who are in the forefront fighting day and night, people, you feel that, oh, you are not alone. You are alone. But when you realize that you're not alone, then they will be defeated. That is why they push those propaganda on daily basis. But we will not allow them. You're welcome, my beloved brother Solomon. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Solomon? My brother Solomon, can you hear me? I think your network is giving problem and you can't be able to speak up. I think your network is having a problem. So, my fellow Biafrans, we must not allow anybody to put us down. We must continue to focus on that which matters to us, which is our freedom. I always say it, that this is one thing that connects every one of us. And there is no doubt that every single one of us, including those criminals who call themselves politicians, including those politicians who are pushing evil agenda, who are fighting against us, everyone, they need freedom. They themselves need freedom. The saboteurs also need freedom. But they are only envious because it is not coming through them. They are only envious because they feel that it is not coming through them and they are not being made relevant. They are only scared because of their evil agenda and what they are pursuing. And we cannot allow that to derail us or make us look to a different direction and stop doing what we are doing. Can you hear me, my beloved brother Solomon? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Solomon?
Yeah, I can hear you from here. Good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon. You're welcome. I think your network was giving you a hell of a problem.
Honestly, it's going out and coming in now. So I'm trying my best to see that I'm with you. Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters that are listening to our voice. Good afternoon to the genuine freedoms fighters, and good afternoon to my PM and all our cabinet members and the government in exile. I greet each every one of you, and I welcome each every one of you in the name of Chukwuka. Please stay tuned and listen to today's broadcast. It's going to bring and encourage and create more awareness for us to continue moving forward, knowing full way that we are in midst of enemy, and the enemy are intensifying more efforts, just like as our leader said, but we cannot be stopped or think of otherwise. We must move forward. That is our goal, and we look straight to the ball. I welcome each every one of you today once again in the name of Chukwuka. My brother, I'm so happy that each day I wake up like this. I'm always remember my leader Mazen Nandekano, and I remember our PN and ESN and BLA and all the genuine Biafrans. I always remember them and putting them in my prayer. And I'm so happy that Chukwuka Mama Plumiene is answering my prayer. And
your network is really giving a hell of a problem. The network is troubling our brother. It can't allow him to put up his own submission.
What I saw they are doing, it makes me so happy. Now, concerning what...
Yeah,
go on. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Can you hear my voice?
I can hear you.
Now, okay. Thank you, my dear. Concerning your today's program, I saw that flyer that they are sharing and they're saying that sit-at-home has ended and all these things now. Now, I want to ask them one question. Why they did not make a flyer after the court have discharged Mazen Nanekana and acquitted him? Why they did not make a flyer and share that flyer that Mazen Nanekana has been discharged and acquitted? Then after that particular one, they will go out, they will go on and do another flyer. Why is it that Mazen Nanekana are still in the DSS junction after the court have decided and acquitted him? These two flyers, they're supposed to make that two flyer available and share it on social media. They did not. They made a flyer to share against something that is working for the person that they are claiming they love, because these people are claiming that they love our leader and they do not love him. Just like Bible said that these people are coming closer to me with their mouth, but their heart is far from me. They see that they are shouting with our leader. That time our leader was with them, but their heart is full of evil. They are looking every damn opportunity to eliminate him. They are looking down every opportunity to do him any undoable things. They are looking down to do anything, but Chukwuka Abiyama just preparing someone that is the hard desire of our leader, knowing fully well that the person is not with him that moment. The genuine ones are not with him that time that he was talking about Biafra. He was preparing the genuine ones and making sure that when those genuine ones appear to take over, that nothing will distract them and that nothing will stop them, and there's nothing the enemy can do to stop them. Today, it is happening. The genuine ones have already appeared. The 100 men our leader has been praying, asking for is here. And today, the enemies are doing everything possible to make sure that the thing is not to come to an end, but it's not coming to an end. Rather, the thing will growing more stronger and stronger. You see that for us to move forward, honestly, we must get minded as lion. Not mind what the enemies are doing. Don't mind what they are saying, don't mind what they are sharing on social media, we meeting, they are talking. Once we know that we will definitely get this thing, we will get this thing. I am so happy that Chukwuka Abiyama give us that heart, somebody like a PM, and they give him the people that are working with him in the government and all the social media and the people that is needful in this program. So, and one thing I want to assure our enemies that are writing this, and because they claim that they are our brothers, One thing I will assure them that let them remember that two things is there. When Biafra come, they will leave Biafra land for us, because we cannot contain, Biafra land cannot contain with all of us. They will leave because they are against of what we are looking for. And not that when we fight that thing and get it, they will appear and follow us. No, my brother. Once someone is out, that person is out. Our leader said it. I will not forget that thing. Once you are out, you are out. So these people is out for destruction. And that destruction will face them from generation to generation. They will not be part of us, because Biafra is a pure religion. Biafra is a pure nation. Kingdom of Chukwukabiam on this planet, just as our leader always pray, is pure whiter than snow. So I don't want anything wrinkle or sprinkle. And Chukwukabiam will not allow such a thing to be there. That's my prayer now. Thank you, my brother. Go on.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that submission. You see, now my brother just reminded me about the situation of the struggle and all that. As we are saying, thank God that our PM have already announced about the internal conflicts. The PM already have already activated it. He have activated already that every internal conflict will be settled, because those internal conflicts are some things that you cannot avoid. In as much as our Prime Minister have tried as much as possible to overlook that section and avoid it, but every now and again you continue to see them push forward and cause more harm. These are things that happen during the time of freedom fighting or liberation or whatever. It happens. It occurs in several other countries where they fought for freedom. At a point in time, you see people begin to go to a certain stage and begin to do certain things. The internal conflict will always be there. And those internal conflicts, there is no way you can avoid. And the more you continue to allow it lie, sometimes it delays the struggle. Sometimes it sets you back. And thank God that our Prime Minister have noticed that, and now he has now activated to settle that internal conflict once and for all. So every single one of them in Biafra land, it doesn't matter if you're a politician, you are a saboteur, you claim to be a member of IPOB, whatever you call yourself, and you are sabotaging the freedom of the people, your own page has been opened. And we can see that they are getting it water this time around. It is happening on that step. When it reaches your own turn, you will hear the bell ringing your door. None of them will escape it. We have left them for a very long time. We have left them for a very long time, be watching and be seeing. But at this point in time, we can no longer be silent. We can no longer pretend about it. We can no longer pretend that this internal conflict doesn't exist. It exists. And because it exists, that is why today we have to pay attention to this very internal conflict. We have to pay attention to it. And because we have started paying attention to this internal conflict today, the problem is going to be solved and resolved. Every single one of them. Since you have decided to be a stumbling block, you do not want freedom, and you don't want to give way, you are just standing in between, you are not going in and you're not going out, you're just a stumbling block. We are going to mash you and trash you out. You're going to be pushed out of the way. There is no way we can continue to tolerate such kind of delay or allow you to continue to be a hindrance. You do not want to go in. Just even in I think in Christian Bible, it's been said that God cannot accept the lukewarm. It is that you are hot or you're cold. It is that you are hot or cold. You cannot be lukewarm. Just be in between. You're not going in, you're not going out. You just be a storm. No, we cannot allow that to happen. That is why it has been activated. Every single one of them that have been holding meeting against the Biafran people, against their own freedom, they go and they hold meeting with the governors, they go Abuja and they hold meeting, they go with the terrorists and they hold meeting to come against their own people. They invite them to come against their own people because of their own selfish interest. Even when they know that their people are fighting a just cause. Even when they know that the freedom we're asking for, when it comes, it's going to affect everybody. Everybody will have a good life. What we are asking is the ability for everybody to grow in their own space, at their own speed, and attain any height they want to attain. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? We are not asking to take somebody's land. We are not asking to dominate anybody. We are not asking to take over anybody. We are asking for our own land, to defend and protect our own land. That is where we are concerned. We are asking that we should be allowed to survive in our own land. We are asking that we should be allowed to take decisions in our own land. Is that too much to ask? And you said, in our own land, with our own resources that you could come and bless us with, that we cannot be able to have a word to say a word. We can't say a word. But I thank Chukwu that that has come to an end. Chukwu have put that to an end by giving us the Prime Minister that we have today, who is focused on pursuing the restoration of Biafra, undeterred, unstoppable. He has given them the mathematics that they can never be able to solve. They will continue to find a way to resolve that mathematics until we walk into Biafra, and it will be all over. Biafra is going to come. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody does. It doesn't matter the area of your specialization. It doesn't matter what you're pushing forward. What matters to us is what Chukwu says. And we are working according to the time. We are working according to the time. That is why I say Chukwu love the Biafran people so much. And we are never late. Even when we disobey Chukwu, even when they do not obey his words, even when we are pursuing our own way instead of his own way, still he has that mercy on us. That is why he has always given us a leader. Our supreme Amazon Nanikano started on time. Everything that's happening today, Amazon Nanikano saw it coming, and he began to prepare us. And when he prepared us and Chukwu came and gave him Master Samaneka, the Prime Minister, he announced Master Samaneka, and Master Samaneka picked up from there. And Master Samaneka have remained consistent and is watching the time. When you hear Master Samaneka say that Biafra is going to come in 2023, that we must make sure it comes in 2023. That is timing. Sometimes when I think about that process of 2023 and you see what is happening today in West Africa, you will now see the timing. You will now see that it was divine. That date is divine. Look at how West Africa is today. The revolt that is happening in West Africa today, the revolt of the masses that they call coup, it's not a coup. That is a revolution. People are taking back their own country to themselves. And Biafrans will take back our country. And when we tell people, when we are telling the people of the world that Nigeria is not a country, they don't believe it. When we say Nigeria is the problem of Africa, people do not believe it. But now you begin to see it. When you see what is happening today in this era, you will now know that Nigeria truly is the problem of Africa. Look at how the Western world are using the same Nigeria to manipulate their fellow African countries. They are using that Nigeria, that evil entity, to manipulate the whole Africa. They call it a giant in the hand of the British, and that is why they made it a giant. Their original plan was to use Nigeria to begin to manipulate all African countries, and that is what they are doing. But I thank Chukwu Okabia, Biafra will put an end to it. That is why when we are asking people to support Biafra, we are asking the world, people who care about human life, you must support Biafra. You must not be a Biafran to support Biafra. The Biafran, just as Martin Nagram said, Biafra is the restoration of human race, restoration of dignity of the black race. The restoration of dignity of the black race. Look at, with the existence of Biafra, you cannot have this kind of manipulation. Where the West will build their own ECOWAS. The West will build the ECOWAS and now begin to force a country in Africa to fight against his own fellow brother. Even when they know that that brother is fighting for his own right. What is happening in Niger today? Niger is fighting for their own right to control their economy. Look at Niger. Niger, with all the resources they have, Niger is one of the poorest countries you have on planet Earth. How can you imagine that Niger itself is the one powering the light you have in France, including the Americans, making a huge supply and pouring them, making the economy to boost, and yet in that Niger, nothing to show home about. If you have not gone to Niger, you will not understand how serious it is. I have been to Niger Republic. I have been to Niger Republic. When you go there, you will see how people are suffering. You will see how Niger Republic is the poor, I can say the poorest country in Africa. There is nothing to write home about. Very, very undeveloped in all aspects. Very, very undeveloped. When you see them, it is just a huge landmass with no single development. Even their capital. Unbelievable. And you begin to hear that they are the ones supplying the uranium and whatever to different countries. They are the one making France what it is. And today, the people have revolted and say they want to take back their land. They want to take back their resources. They want to take control of their own territory. Instead of you, their brother, supporting them. What are you doing? You are fighting against them. The same thing that Nigeria is doing, the same thing they are doing in their own territory. The Biafran resolution we're talking about today is a battle between us and the British. When you narrow it down, you see that what Nigerian people are fighting for is the same battle we are engaging. In as much as our own battle is still, we are focusing our own battle in our cage where they put us. They caged us and we are fighting that battle in that cage. And in the case of Nigeria, they used a foreigner, Fulanis. Fulanis who are not Nigerians. Those are the people they are using to oppress us and cage us. The British and the West, they are using the Fulanis to manipulate everything in Nigeria and keep people down. So when you look at the two, it is the same thing that Nigerian people are fighting to make use of their resources and build themselves. That is what Biafrans are fighting. How can you imagine that in Biafran land, every single resources they are boasting of today, which is the oil, Nigeria have so many resources, but every other resources, they keep it to themselves. They steal it secretly. But it is the oil in Biafra land that is the one they are sharing among everybody. Every single development you see in Nigeria is based in oil. Their economy is based in oil. Everything is that, and that oil is in Biafra land. But now, look at the Biafra land, where they get the resources.
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show, because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say bye-bye.